Two reasons why we did this lab and two things that I learned or were reinforced by performing this lab. Two reasons why we did this lab was because it gave us the chance to actually have the hands-on experience and get a better understanding for impulse and how by doing one thing another thing will happen, like when we in my group we didn't really build the container right, so because of that the egg wasn't protected, so when we dropped it broke. And so I think that the lab taught us um that we need to look out for the impulse and the force and look into all these factors of how everything is working. Two things that I learned was that just because you think the egg, for example, was actually protected, it really doesn't matter if you don't take into consideration all the other outside forces. Like my group, we built a pretty good container, or so we thought, because we had it equally protected on each side by all the straws, but in the end it ended up breaking because it wasn't actually as good as we thought. So the lab kind of like reinforced that we have to take into consideration everything that's going on and not just think about, like, if the structure is okay, then it's going to work perfectly fine, because that's not always true. You need to think about what the outside forces are. So when you build the structure, you're able to build the structure according to those forces.